My apologies. Before we move along, your colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. Involves finding a certain concept-engraved crystal, and a quick-fingered Aureus made off with it. An Aureus, you say? They might have seen our culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its aetherical trail? That would, of course, lead us to the only Aureus. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped the stashed away crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor, just in case. Well, that was easy. See, even in the past, nothing can happen without me. I mean, aren't I technically already changing the past just by my very existence of being here? I mean, I'm the one finding the concept crystal. I'm talking to Median. Unless, you know, there's always the theory that this was always supposed to happen this way. So I was always supposed to find the concept crystal and always supposed to meet Median. You know, time travel shenanigans. The problem you present is vexing enough without you adding to the old Azim into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow go deeper when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The Azims, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight, personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Selk look as if he's a bit down on a sour grape. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus have longer had the crystal, nor was able to find it as it followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. I did, Mom! I brought you the crystal! Do you like me now? Are you proud of me, Mom? The crystal! Well done. Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? Long ago, when I held the seat of Azim, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys have lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I'm still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That's what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinion sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate the missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree?
A wonderful aroma.
Is it chai?
I feel more relaxed already.
Because this expansion is already pushing the chai agenda.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like.
No, just hot water for me. I don't like tea.
Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Oh, it is her music, you're right. Oh. The cup's big enough for me to drown in it. Matka small. I mean, in the future I came from, the world has been sundered, broken into shards.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
That was our beginning, anyway. And then you become my mom. Uppies. Deep breath, tell your tale. Literally 1 year later. I imagine I'm telling like every single bit of the story to them as well. Like in that one time where I had to save a girl because she was accused of stealing meat, and then I protected her. And then I killed you. Did I write for this at all? I mean, your whole world broke and I killed you. You become a god. You're a ghost on the moon.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
No, you don't believe me instantly, Emmett? I don't...
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous.
But I am small, and you are tall.
You, VENAT.
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures.
We did just tell him he's gonna get suffer for centuries. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, Emmett, you're gonna be like one of the last few sane people of your world left. And sane is a stretch, but sort of sane. And then you're gonna be sad forever until I kill you.
Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat too, y'all. I have no idea what's going on.
I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately,
Critical for
she
me.
had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
This is starting to make me believe that the Hydaelyn we know is a different, like, it almost feels like it's a different being entirely from what VENAT is, because it doesn't line up at all. But it is her protective magic that she sensed. And we do know from the history book that we saw, or the history book, the projection, that VENAT was indeed the heart of Hydaelyn. It's just, that's weird.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity.
Then try to fix it.
I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
Sad.
Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me.
Yeah.
But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
I didn't ask to bother you. You asked for this, buddy.
Emmett Selk, wait!
And that's denial, everybody.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Hermes and Median are somehow involved. Love the carriers? Thank you, Paragon.
Hermes and his creation Meteon, you say? If Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, then those two may well be at the center of the calamity to come. This warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action.
Yeah, what action are we gonna take, Mom?
Missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer.
Answer? Like the music chat?
And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest.
Thanks, Mom. This is making me trust Heidelin even less, chat.
Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Hopefully, because I need more Emmett. I need all the Emmett in my life. I am about 90% certain that Heidelin of our time is not a good character. Sorry, not a good character. Not a good guy. Not our ally in some way. We saw the corrupted crystal a couple expansions ago that I believe was never explained. It was like a vision we had where the crystal went all corrupted and evil looking. We saw a slight vision of the future where the world was starting to be consumed, and we heard Hyland's voice say, "Finally." So I'm like 90% certain that Hyland is evil. And this is cemented even more with meeting VENAT, because VENAT seems so different from Heidelin. It's almost making me feel like the Heidelin of our time isn't even VENAT. But it has to be, because, you know, Heidelin put the blessing on us. So... I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus I suggest we fall back to the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more about Hermes and Metean. I have a good idea of where we might begin.
Questions? For me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment.
Falling event cannot be skipped. Ooh. Ooh, this is intimidating. Oh, isn't it a dating sim? Are we in a dating sim now? Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes. I was wondering if you might indulge her.
Certainly, Miss VENAT. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know?
What kind of interests?
Well, his interests? Well, he's an authority on flying life forms, has an expansive knowledge of living creatures in general. Is that what you wish to know?
How would you describe him as a person? As a colleague? Yeah, Richard detail wrong, and I don't know it would be a spoiler to tell you what a detail is. No problem, just leave it be. I'll probably get it eventually.
He's a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief observer. How this answers your question. Was there anything else?
How long has Metean been here?
I cannot rightly say. As a chief's personal creation, Metean has not been subjected to observation and study like the other concepts.
So one day, she was simply there. What do you make of her ability? So, whatever question I'm asking, VENAT is just asking the opposite. So I'm not really driving the conversation. It's just, I get to see every option. Good thanks for chilling on your chair. I wish my chair is broken as fuck, chat. Look at this fucking thing. I don't know if you can see it, but the back is all the way gone. Like, it's completely busted. So one day, she was simply there. And what do you make of her abilities?
I understand she's highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Sadly, how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had my occasion to visit with Chief Hermes.
Do you trust him? Good cop, mom cop.
Beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years, though I cannot say we're close. He's never withheld information to the direct determinant of our duties, if that's what you mean.
Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else you could tell us more about Metean?
That would be Tiamos. He has a similar experience with flying concepts, and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east, and unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise.
I shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight.
Think nothing of it. If there's aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask.
Come, Talael. I think we've taken up of Ismene's time. I like this voice I've given for her. It's motherly and quiet, but can still be firm.
So what is it you wish to speak about?
Ooh, okay. We need to keep it concise. So, is it true you're an expert on flying creations?
A fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, setting in, we can discuss the finer points of the fascinating craft.
God damn it! I thought I picked the right one.
My deep and abiding love of the avian artistry can be tracked back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece.
Timos launched into a rambling and unstoppable discourse. I love the, like, snap song. It's so good.
And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Olympus, and at last realize my childhood's ambition. Here the dreams I once dreamed on everyday reality, in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms. An abridged recounting of the events, as was doubtless your disappointment. Is there any specific part you would like me to expound upon?
Yes, keep all of it. Yeah, we're also asked the wrong question, probably, Cap. Wow. How you doing?
You were hoping for my opinion on Chief Hermes' creations. Then why didn't you say so? Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever favorite creations. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realms. Birds that climb so high they disappear to the view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius.
Gotta be blunt, this guy does not understand subtlety. Not at all. Doesn't matter what you ask, he's the sort of person to say the right thing and he happily rants, and the wrong thing he takes his time to correct you. Send him after Emmett, yeah, just, you know, track Emmett down and just lock him in. That's how we prevent fighting fighting Emmett in the future. We just summon up this guy's ghost. Could he be an unsundered Oriange? Oh, Faye. Deep conspiracy here.
Median 2 is a marvel, then. My opinion on the matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Median as a concept, I never delved too deeply into inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. As Chief Hermes should choose to submit Median's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, they'll be designed to be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creation before the step is, roundabout, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story.
Do you know, I mean, he would not know a Dynamis. I can tell you more. I mean, that's just me trying to talk to him. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechy? Sorry, Council, I'm off to help a friend play through Heavensward. I'll be here watching. No, hell yeah, Dragon. Heavensward is beautiful. As long as they're not getting to the point with a certain husbando.
Dynamis and Entelechy? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. What was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest?
Camera shaking.
Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to.
Oh, good timing. I just finished my own investigations not long ago. So, have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field has an understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view our Meteon as a personal project and can provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge on Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach a definitive conclusion.
Thanks for watching. I'm really enjoying VENAT's character. Probably one of my favorite parts of Endwalker so far is being able to experience Elpis. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And also, check out the Patreon link down below. I really would like to do this full time, and that's the best way to support me. Speaking on, I'd like to thank Neo, Flash Fox, Kev Was Here, John Best, Rorolai, Sven Folger, and Rosla Streaming Network. And as always, have a lovely day.